Hi guys, Magic here. I just want to talk to you more about the recovery from psychological abuse. I think that I'm on stage 3, which is the awakening stage. It comes after despair and education. Because I've been studying this stuff for a while, so I've educated myself on a lot of things. It's just so many things. It's basically I know the different ways how they abuse now. It's kind of like it's like an aha moment. Like, as you guys have seen, I was like, oh shit. And as I was realizing things, having all these aha moments. Because now I have words. I can describe what has happened to me. I have the terms. I know what has happened. I can tell other people what has happened. I don't feel so alone anymore, and it's empowering. I mean, I still have good days and bad days, which is a normal part of this process. There's days where I feel empowered and strong and like I finally got it figured out. And then there's days where I sink back into despair, and then I come back into awakening, and I'm like, but that's a completely normal process of healing and part of the awakening stage. It's part of healing, having this back and forth and being like, oh man, how could this have happened? And then being like, shit, this is what happened to me. I can do this. Sometimes it causes anger and feistiness and rebelliousness, and I get so mad sometimes. Like, especially I get really angry when I'm in so much pain, when I hurt a lot. Because when I hurt a lot, and it hurts to even just move, it makes me angry because I get angry about the fact that I am still suffering from stuff that has happened to me, or like when I'm having a really bad PTSD day, sometimes I'll get angry because I get angry about the stuff that's happening to me or has happened, and how I'm still suffering from it, and how it seems like they got away with it scot-free. And I feel like that anger is justified. I feel like anger is an important part of the healing process. That being said, I don't stay angry long, because I remind myself that, what's happened's happened. I can't change it. There's no point being angry about it, because all that's going to do is drain my energy and make me tired, and I don't want to be tired all the time, There is evil in this world because I have seen it. I know it to be true. They had me convinced that I was the problem. Like, I thought that I was the reason why they did that. I couldn't fathom why they would treat me in such a way. I was like, well, I must have been doing something wrong. I must have been bad. It must have been me. That's why they treated me so poorly. I can't believe I actually believed that. I mean, sometimes when I sink into despair, I still think it, but I know that's not true. I couldn't change who they chose to be. And it's wonderful to know that I'm not batshit crazy, and that I'm not as broken as they made me believe I was. I mean, I still can't believe that this has happened to me. I can't believe sometimes what I've gone through. And sometimes I feel like I just need to speak my truth, because there is such a power in being able to speak your truth and speak about what's happened, and to just speak your mind without a filter, Part of healing is having the freedom to be yourself, not some watered down version to avoid offending this other person who doesn't even care about you. It's amazing. If you haven't already, I give you full permission. Just be yourself. Forget what anybody else thinks, because in the end, the only person whose opinion about you that matters is you. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one that has to live with your choices. You're the one that's going to have the regrets, not them. Be yourself. Be authentically 100% who you are, and forget what everybody else thinks. I mean, How dare they even treat you like this to begin with? Who gives them the right to treat you like this? Who gave them the right to make you feel this way? The only person who has any right to your feelings is you. So take back your power. Take back your control. This isn't some type of rebirth. This is a tearing down of walls. This is anger. This is bittersweet. Because you become fully aware of the dynamics of the abuse, of what happened to you. And that can be really disappointing. That can be really painful. It can be really aggravating. But it's also very empowering. At this stage, the deprogramming hasn't fully happened yet. I still suffer from a lot. And what's funny about it being referred to as deprogramming is that I've always referred to the way that my brain works, especially when I get my bad PTSD days, as the program. I'm always like, the program is running again. Oh, the program took over. And deprogramming the brain, reprogramming your brain is so hard. And no one seems to understand that. No one gets that. But it is incredibly difficult to reprogram this. But you can do it. You can. And it is possible. And I'm working on it every day. And every day I get a little bit better. And some days I sink back. Some days it feels like I'm taking one step forward and 2 steps back. But I keep moving forward. And each day it gets a little better. It's like I keep going from awareness back to despair, back to awareness. But again, that's normal. That's a normal part of this process. There's going to be moments of clarity where you're fully aware of what has happened. But sometimes that clarity can be hard to hold on to. It's like you're gripping sand or trying to hold water in your hands. You know how just those things just slip through your fingers? That's how it feels a lot in this stage with awareness and clarity. It feels like it's just something that's so hard to hold on to, but it keeps coming back and you can keep grabbing for it, and eventually it won't be so hard. And you know, sometimes I feel really empowered with this knowledge, and sometimes I'm like, I can change, I can get better, and then sometimes I miss them. There's times where I get really sad and think about our relationship and how I wish it could have been better, and I miss them, and I think, well, maybe I should have just tried harder, or maybe I shouldn't have left, or maybe XYZ. But in the end, it was never going to change. And I know that. I know I'm better now, or better off now, and that I am getting better, and I have better options, and I'll be okay. But it's really hard to get past that missing them, because deep down, I want to believe it's possible that they could change. I want to believe that they didn't mean to do that. But I know that's not true. I know that they're not going to change. I know that they are fully aware and they just don't care. But sometimes a part of me just really wants to hold on to who I thought they were. And that's okay. That is also part of the healing process. I mean, and you know, sometimes we make excuses for them when we're in those situations, like, oh, well, they had a bad childhood or they suffered traumas, but we know that's just an excuse, especially me. I know that's an excuse because I had a shitty childhood. I've suffered lots of traumas, and I'm not like that. Everything we do is a choice, and they're making that choice. They are choosing to be this way, whether we want to believe it or not. We can't keep making excuses for them. We just can't. Because the more we make excuses for them, the more they will keep using us, the more they will keep hurting us, the more that they will just keep doing it, because we will keep justifying it for them. They don't even have to justify it, because we'll do it for them. The reason we make these excuses for them is because sometimes facing the truth about someone that we love, like our partner, our friends, or someone that we look up to, can be hard. It can be unbelievably hard. But we can't keep clinging to a lie. We can't keep living in an illusion. We have to face the truth. It's the only way to heal. Sometimes another excuse that we make is that they have some type of mental illness. And that may be true. I mean, like I said, I had that one ex, he was fine when he was on meds, but when he stopped taking his meds, he was a little nuts. But, because I mean, things like bipolar disorder can cause erratic behavior too. Borderline personality disorder can show similar symptoms, but they don't have the same characteristics of these types of psychological abusers. And then, people suffering from PTSD like me can exhibit the pushing away and the turmoil causing behaviors that we often see in psychological abusers. But these things are caused from very many different things, and they have different motives than those of the toxic abusers. Toxic people lack empathy, which people with bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder or PTSD can see how their actions are harming other people, and they feel empathy and they have authentic care for those around them. But toxic people do not. They have no real attachments, not because they can't or not because they're having a mental issue. It's because they choose not to. They have no authentic relationships by choice. I don't think you guys understand, unless you've been through this, how empowering it is to be able to describe what has happened to you. Because now you can communicate your pain and your healing process, and just how relieved that makes you feel. How much weight feels like it's been lifted off your shoulders. There's like this, I don't know, I have this sense of disbelief about what has happened to me, but at the same time, there's a peace because I know I'm not as broken as they would have me believe. And sometimes it's hard because I'm just taking it all in right now. I mean, there's no change in my relationship with them, but it's an inward change. It's a change in where I feel settled. I feel stronger. I feel like this weight has been lifted off of me now. I feel like I can stand on my own 2 feet again, be independent. Things are looking up, And the way that they gain control is so slow and methodical. You don't even realize it's happening until it's too late most of the time. But usually you can tell that this is happening when you can no longer make decisions by yourself. When you are so controlled that you need them to make decisions for you or help you make decisions on what to wear, what to eat, and what to buy. Like when you're asking them what to buy, what to eat, or what to wear, you have problems. And it's not your fault. It's the abuse. It's messed up your head in some way, and you don't feel like you can trust yourself to make these decisions, so you need them. They want as much control as possible. They want you to rely on them 100%. So being able to make these decisions on what to wear, what to eat, what to buy even, is so important. So important. Because, especially without criticism, because that will help you heal. You need to celebrate any growth that you have. Any growth. And do not let shame overtake you. That is an important part. Being able to celebrate your growth without feeling shame. For me, I've gotten a lot more confident in what I wear. I'm still nervous when I buy things. But I'm getting better on that. Sometimes, and I'm getting a little better on deciding what I want to eat by myself. But if there's anyone else that is going through this process or that is trying to heal, I just want to let you know that there's unity here. I know it's hard to know who to trust, but surely you can trust another survivor. At least I would hope so. So if you want a friendship, or you want someone to talk to, or you really need a support group, you can look for those online. You can talk to a therapist. And if you would like, you can talk to me. You can either comment down below, or if you would like, if you comment down below, just ask. I can give you a link to to my Facebook group. It's called the Awesome Badass Gang. It was something that I made when I was in college. I want this to be a loving, supporting space for healing and growth, and we can be in unity together. And I won't tolerate any judgments or toxic behaviors in there. So just let me know. Anyway, guys, I hope this has been helpful. And so just remember, I love you. I'm rooting for you. Go out and spread the love, because love always wins.